Deep in the heart of the Kingston jungle, you can hear Digby 32 rumble.
Look, Digby, everything the land touches is our kingdom. A king's time as a ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Digby, the sun will rise with you as the new king, and everything will be yours.
And they did.
Jordan Bell Bird, Jordan Bell Bird. Yo, 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 yo. I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. Sipping on Ciroc, trip 'em up with the words. I done popped the Molly and I think this be my third. Jordan Belfort, Jordan Belfort. I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. I just flipped a birdie, money so dirty. Got my bitch a mink, furry like Furby. I came up, made a million, spin it on a rolling. Stack riding foreign, pouring Merlot while I swerve. Pedal to the metal and I'm whipping around the curve. And I'm rolling out this marijuana, you can smell the herb. And I'm getting all this lettuce, I ain't talking iceberg. I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort.
Hello, incoming management team of 2023. I, along with my colleagues, represent Digby 32's outgoing management team. We are proud to hand over one of the leading companies in the sensor market today. Digby succeeded at capturing the second highest market share, with 30% of the overall low-tech market segment, in addition to 17% in the high-tech segment. As well, we had the second highest asset turnover in the industry. Digby takes pride knowing that it is the safest company for shareholders, as it has never received any emergency loans. Over the past 8 years, we have strived to provide quality sensors to a wide range of customers, satisfying the needs of shareholders and maintaining a competitive lead in the overall market. We are excited to share our company's expertise and knowledge in the sensor industry to you so that you can carry on our legacy and make Digby the leading provider in the global market.
The intended strategy of Digby 32 revolved around our vision statement, which was to provide quality sensors to a wide range of customers and become the leading sensor provider in the global market. Our strategy was to be the broad cost leader in both the low-tech and high-tech market segments. To do so, we decided that both our low-tech and high-tech products would have to be cheaper than the rest of the competition, ideally capturing over 25% of the market share in both market segments. Our contingency plan was to be the cost leader with product lifestyle focus, which would allow us to maintain our vision of cost effectiveness while minimizing our loss in profitability. The contingency plan was created to allow our high-tech product to shift into the low-tech market with age. As Digby's strategy did not entail maintaining the leading technological position, our R&D costs would be kept relatively low. This would enable us to maximize the profitability of our products, leading to a competitive advantage. That being said, we knew that we would be launching 2 products, one in each market segment. Digby decided to emphasize marketing to raise awareness for both our high and low-tech products, because we wanted to have over 25% of the market share in each market segment. Our promotional budget was to be targeted towards accessibility and awareness to maximize the volume of sales. To attain an automation rating of 9 for each of our products, we intended to invest heavily and early in automation to minimize our production costs. In order to meet the demand from the market, we plan to produce at 200% of our capacity at the start, decreasing to 150% of total capacity in further rounds, as we will have purchased more capacity by that point. In regards to human resources, we decided we would maintain a complement level of 100%, investing in training and recruiting in later rounds. We felt it would be beneficial to invest in various areas of total quality management, such as benchmarking, CPI systems, and vendor/JIT would help lower our costs. In later rounds, we plan to invest in UNEP green programs to reduce our labor and material costs, as well as improve our customers' perception of our products. Digby intended to issue shares in later rounds once we increased our price per share. We knew we would take out long-term debt to finance Diablo, our new high-tech product, which would be released in round 2. We assumed a significant portion of this long-term debt would also go towards investing in total quality management. Digby implemented benchmarks for the year 2023 to examine how well we had done in achieving our intended strategy. We plan to have an automation rating of 9 for each of our products to allow for low production costs, which would in turn lead to us having lower prices than our competitors. We felt that we would be able to achieve a contribution margin of 40% due to our high automation rating and intent to invest in TQM. Our gross sales target at the end of 2023 was to be $250 million, which would generate a profit of approximately $75 million.
Initially, Digby began as a cost competitor in both markets. Quickly, we realized that cost is not the key to the high-tech market. By increasing our prices, we also increased our margin, yet still maintained similar market share in the high-tech industry. Diablo was not properly adjusted to meet changing market, which led to disappointing results. By the end of round 3, Diablo only controlled 4% of the high-tech segment. Following this round, we increased our marketing budget for this product by $3.4 million. Despite the increase, Diablo still only had 5% of the market share in the high-tech industry in the following round. We decided that it is best to let the product slide out of the high-tech segment and allow it to become a low-tech product. This allowed us to save on R&D costs to reposition the product and invest it elsewhere. By round 6, as it started to drift, we gained 14% of the market share for Diablo in the low-tech segment, while maintaining 4% in the high-tech segment. We had originally planned to have 2 products in the high-tech segment, however with the shift in Diablo, we only had Donkey in the high-tech market. We planned to keep prices high in order to maximize profit, as the high-tech has a higher material and labor cost. The price was set at $44.50, as the maximum price for the high-tech was willing to pay was $45. Price was not essential to dominating this market, but rather quality was. We plan to reposition Diablo each round to keep the relative age under 2, as this is a large part of the consumer criteria.
In the end, Digby 32 finished in a commanding 3rd place with a final score relative of 67 points and a final cumulative profit of over $79 million with total sales of $771 million. Our final overall market share was just shy of 25%, giving us 1/4 of the market. Digby's ending stock price was $98.18 and our final market cap was over $196 million. Our stock value experienced steady growth throughout the simulation, giving us the 3rd most valuable stock and the 3rd highest market cap. Our average return on equity was 21.1, placing us 4th. Our average return on assets was 14.15, placing us 3rd. Our average return on sales was 8.75, also placing us 3rd. We had the highest average asset turnover at 1.66. These statistics show that we are very competitive and maintained profitability without the need for any emergency loans and only issuing about $15 million in bonds. We chose the ethical path and reported our production line for unsafe procedures. Although this cost us over $2 million in additional expenses, we stand by our decision as we believe in transparency and integrity. Our final cash position was over $53 million. This was the 2nd highest overall. This ensures the new management has enough capital to support Digby's future investments. As we prepare to hand Digby over, we are confident that its future looks strong. With continued growth and development, Digby has limitless potential and will continue to be an industry leader.
A valuable lesson we came to realize is the importance of debt financing. Taking out large amounts of debt is okay when you use it to leverage your assets. For Digby, it proved to be a crucial risk needed to ensure maximum growth. Although it may seem daunting in the first few years to take out large amounts of debt, it is essential in developing a strong base for the company. In fact, by round 4, Digby had $12,256,000 in bonds. Having a large capital base can aid in financing expenditures needed to create the business. As a result of the bonds we issued, we were able to make large investments of capital early on in the growth curve of the model. This helped us to gain a competitive advantage and to ensure stable positioning for products in later rounds. Unfortunately, Digby failed to invest heavily in TQM and automation. While Digby did invest in these 2 sectors, they did not put in enough money to maximize the potential benefits. Although Digby did not max out their potential investments in TQM, we saw a large reduction in administrative costs, which decreased by 56%, and R&D cycle time, which decreased by 27%. If we had invested more heavily, we could have experienced a larger decrease in labor and material costs, which went down only 8% and 11% respectively. In later rounds, we also realized the importance of investing in automation, as other competitors had a rating of 10, whereas ours was a 6. Due to this, they were able to drive their labor costs down to $1.34 per unit, while ours was still $8.79 per unit. This led to our competitors being able to price their products lower than us and still make the same, if not more, profit due to the lower labor costs. Another lesson that Digby learned is that strategy is not static. As the market changes, so do the requirements for the product and company to remain successful. Initially, Digby's aim was to become a broad cost leader. As the years progressed, Digby officially changed its strategy to become a niche differentiator in the high-tech sector. We launched a second high-tech product in hopes of accomplishing this. However, market expectations soon changed, and we found ourselves as a strong competitor in the low-tech market, while still remaining competitive in the high-tech sector. With this change of the company's position in the market, Digby decided to become a leading competitor in the low-tech market, investing in automation and capacity, and lowering the cost of both low-tech products. If we had continued to pursue our initial strategy, Digby would have found itself struggling to compete in both market segments. By reading the market, we were able to adapt our strategy and products, outperforming competitors.
Our 3 major recommendations for the incoming management team focus on continuing to invest in automation, keeping both Diablo and Days as low-cost competitors, and focusing on developing a plan to reduce our long-term debt. Automation should be heavily invested in to reduce labor costs. This is especially important in the low-tech segment because it will allow you to reduce variable costs, making products less susceptible to price fluctuations in the market. Baldwin, our strongest competitor in the low-tech segment, had an automation rating of 10, and this allowed them to decrease their price while still maintaining high margins. Going forward, we believe that keeping both Diablo and Days as low-cost competitors will be beneficial to you, because together they capture 30% of the low-tech segment. This will allow you to be able to compete effectively and diversify within the low-tech segment. Continuously making minor adjustments to your products will allow you to stay competitive in the market in terms of the quality of the products. Making small adjustments each year instead of making a large adjustment after a few years allows you to spread out the research and development costs over a longer period of time. This will not only decrease the impact to your financial statements, but it will also keep the age of the products reasonably low. We made the mistake of letting the age rise significantly for Diablo, and it did not perform as well as our competitors' products due to this. Our final recommendation is to reduce the long-term debt that the company has accumulated. Currently, Digby has a total of $15,656,000 in bonds. To address this, we recommend that you issue stocks to gain the capital needed to repay the debt. We feel that it is important to retire these loans prior to maturity in order to improve your ability to take out long-term debt later if necessary. This will ensure that the company has the ability to finance future unforeseen expenditures. Over time, once you have earned more cash, you can then buy back the shares if you feel that the stock is becoming diluted. We hope that you take our recommendations into consideration, and we wish you the best in the sensor industry.